Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Vila, and I've been meaning to start a channel to nerd out about indies for a while now, actually, but I've just been overwhelmed with the possibilities. I finally decided to make a video today because I placed an order, and when it arrived, I told myself I wasn't going to let myself smell it until I made a video. So, this has actually been sitting for a couple of weeks now, waiting for me to figure out my setup. I don't think this is going to be my final setup by any means. I need to figure out how to draw on eyebrows before I show my face. So this is a temp interim situation. But yeah, this is Astrid Perfume. I really love this house. Fun fact, they were my first blind buy full size. I smelled a sample that someone had gifted me in one of my swaps, and it was so good that when I saw lychee, I just bought the full bottle, and I haven't looked back since. They do samples with like pre-orders through AJV, the decanter, not through the website. So usually you do wind up having to do blind buys, but I've had a lot of success with this house. So yeah, it's been kind of cool figuring out that like lemon works in other houses, but it doesn't work for me through Astrid. But like, you know, berries work great for me with this house, even though in most other houses they wind up smelling like Smuckers. So yeah, it's been cool smelling more and more from this house, and I'm really excited about this order. Blah. So I actually ordered this during the Vault sale, and I think that ended quite recently. But I didn't actually buy very much from the Vault at all. The Vault is basically when she releases earlier scents from collections in earlier seasons, earlier years. And I realized that I had actually bought so much from her that I didn't need to stock up on anything. And I mostly ordered winter scents and not from the extended Vault collection. One thing I did get from the Vault was She Slithers. This was from the Spring Desert Witch collection, and I had bought a sample and realized I fell in love with it, and it was out of stock. So I'm really glad that that came back. These are all from winter. These are from the Brioche collection. These are just from the winter collection. And then something else about Astrid is she's like quite generous with freebies. So I have two tiny little babies in here that I found you usually wind up getting when you place an order. And I also have a full-sized Merci, which she usually includes if you place an order of $100 or more. And each of the full-size bottles is $25. So the math to get to 100 is quite easy. When you open them, they always have like this cute little wrapping around each one, and then these nice little bottles. And yeah, they're just super fancy. Okay, I'm gonna unwrap all of these off screen. Be right back. Okay, here are my new beautiful babies. So, I typically lean towards fruity scents and sweet scents that are light. I'm a little bit pickier about gourmands. Stuff that's really rich, kind of like bleh. I can't handle it. I definitely can't wear it for too long. Yeah, there are exceptions. I think I have a fondness for some of Astrid's gourmands, so I took a couple of gambles. But yeah, we'll see how I feel about all of these perfumes. So, She Slithers, the notes are lotus, spun sugar, green mandarin, and Japanese mint, rose petals, and cucumber. And I already know that I love it, but it's been a while since I tried it on. And since I mentioned I haven't opened this in a while, it has been resting for a couple of weeks, so I'm pretty sure it's good to go smells-wise. I washed my hands and arms with soap earlier, so I could just go ahead and dab the perfume directly on. Sometimes I'll do the toothpick method where you like dip a toothpick in and then use that to dab it on your skin, so it's like a little bit less, contacty. But it's just so much more convenient to dip it onto your skin. I just do a little scrubby scrub beforehand so I don't get any grossness back in the bottle. Okay, this smells like if you squeezed a lime over pixie sticks, but like in a really good way. I love it. I want to smell something and have my teeth fall out from the sweetness. And this is a lot fancier and more pleasant than what I just described. But yeah, I fully remember why I ordered the full size. I've been running out of room lately, so I've been a lot more conservative about buying full sizes. Ignore this. But upsizing stuff, I don't do nearly as often as I used to. I had ordered a full set of little samples through Ajavie, and She Slithers is one of the few bottles that I decided to get the full size of. So yeah, 10 out of 10, absolutely superb. The rose blends really well. The cucumber is super fresh. And I really, really love her spun sugar note in basically anything. And it really, really complements all of the light, fresher notes that I think are blended in this. So that's She Slithers. Next, Brioche and Juice are both from the Brioche collection that came out at the same time as Wintertime 2021. It's called Brioche & Co. This is a solo note, which makes sense based on the name. And then Juice is pineapple, orange, banana, tangerine, and peach juices. So I'm really excited about how that one's going to smell. Brioche, I've heard rave reviews for her brioche note. So I thought it was super cool that she just did it as a solo note. And I went for it trusting the reviews of my peers because I've never actually smelled her brioche note. I've only heard good things about it. So I hope it also works on me. I like a bit of a gamble. So, I'm optimistic that this will live up to the hype. Okay, from this distance, I'm a little bit worried because I just smelled a huge burst of butter, and I don't want to smell like butter all day. So, I mean this in the best way. This is going to sound weird, but this reminds me of when you walk into a movie theater and you can kind of smell the concession popcorn butter as you walk by because it costs too much to buy a bucket, and you really wish that you could splurge on it, but you were irresponsible last week and bought 5 full-size bottles of perfume. Yeah, this gives me the best scent memory of concession popcorn. I need to explain that I adore movie theater popcorn. It might not sound like the highest compliment if you aren't into really expensive popcorn, but I think it's literally magic. So the fact that this reminds me of movie theater popcorn is a good thing. I've never actually had brioche, so yeah, I don't know if this is what brioche smells like. It does smell like bread as well. I know brioche is a bread. But yeah, it smells really lovely, very lightly buttered. I really like it. I'm not actually sure though. Would I wear this walking down the street? Would that be weird? I think it would make me hungry. I love carbs, so smelling like a loaf of bread might be a bit much, but it's really excellent. It's supremely well executed. So, do with that knowledge what you will. All right, so Juice. I know what all of these notes smell like. I am familiar with the fruits involved. So I'm optimistic that I'll be able to tell what I'm smelling. It won't be as foreign as, buying a brioche scented perfume and not knowing what brioche smells like. But I don't know if I can smell all of the distinct notes. Like, I definitely get... Okay, so the notes are, again, pineapple, orange, banana, tangerine, and peach. So I get, like, for sure, some tropical vibes. So that's probably the pineapple. And I get that kind of soft underlying note. That's the banana. And the bright citrus. I can't tell if it's orange or tangerine. I can't identify peach. Like, maybe peach is that, like, hint of overwhelming deliciousness that kind of threads through this perfume. I know I love Astrid's peach notes. They're, like, ridiculously juicy, and they remind me of peach gummy candies, if you're familiar with, like, the gummy candies you would get at Asian markets that are, like, real squishy. Her perfumes remind me of those, and I'm obsessed with those, so I do like them. Yeah, I don't think I can actually pick out all the notes. Maybe it's because it's really well blended. Maybe it's because my nose sucks. Maybe both. But I do really like it. And I think it's great for spring in particular. Like, I love fruity, juicy notes. All right. Now, Barnstable in December was more of a gamble than the other ones, I think. But I'm not as positive about every note as I was in, say, Juice. So Barnstable in December says the notes are the scent of a deserted beach in winter with notes of fir trees and fireplace smoke in the air. Okay, more confession time. I can't actually tell which of the, like, evergreen notes I like. I'm not sure if it's fir, cedar, pine, or juniper or whatever. Like, are there other evergreens I'm missing that show up in perfumes? Probably. Yeah, I know I like some of them and I don't like some of them, and I can't remember which one's which, and I just haven't been organized enough to, like, go through my notes and figure it out. So hopefully this is one of the trees that I do really like. It probably is. I like the winter season, sort of. I mean, I hate how overcast it gets, but I like how it smells. Okay, so this is not my favorite evergreen. Hopefully I'll remember that. It is kind of a little bit like, gummy and sharp, like you can get from the Needles. But I do really like it with a hint of smoke. It's a little bit more wild than I was expecting. I think usually when I think about evergreens, I think about, a quiet, domesticated tree that's been chopped for your pleasure and placed in a living room. And it's not as, like, feral as walking around outside and catching a waft of a tree that's upwind of you. This definitely has more of that vibe. I do quite like it. I am fond of atmospherics. It's not my favorite, but that is probably on me because it definitely smells like the notes suggest. I don't know, maybe I can layer it with some vanilla to try and soften some of those evergreen needle notes that I was getting. I might just not be as much of an evergreen person as I thought. I do have a favorite, like, foresty evergreen scent. So, I don't know, I'm, like, chasing the high of finding that perfume. Even though I already have found that perfume, I don't know if I should keep looking for something better than perfect. That's always the question, right? Like, have I found the best possible thing, or should I keep hunting for something even better than this miraculous item I've discovered? So, Moss and Talon. I'm a little bit more confident in this one because I actually know what everything smells like. The notes are oak moss, vanilla, brown sugar, amber, and fir absolute. So yeah, I took a gamble and bought 2 perfumes with fir in it, even though I didn't know what fir smelled like. But I was pretty confident in the combination of these notes. I'm curious to see, like, if the sharper notes are going to be dominant or if they're going to be thoroughly blended into softness with like the vanilla and brown sugar and amber. It's kind of fun seeing a combination of notes and just having no idea which of those notes you're going to pick up the most. I like all of the notes listed, so I think I'm going to be happy no matter which one kind of rises to the top. It kind of gives me like the warm, fuzzy feelings of vanilla, but I can't distinctly pick out the vanilla, which is pretty cool. The oak moss isn't as sharp as I'm used to it being, so I guess the vanilla and sugar and amber did their job. I don't really get the sharp greenery of the fir either. It's really lovely. I wouldn't quite say anything rises to the top. It's just really, really cozy without being stifling, and it's quite refreshingly green without being super sharp. So Miraculous, fantastic. Gets the highest score out of me a perfume can get. Like, I think it's better than I even imagined. All right, so with these freebies, the Mercies are kind of like you can get a different one every month. I think she just does a big batch, and rather organically, each batch runs out by the end of a month. This one in particular's notes are overly filled strawberry jelly donuts. So, again, like, I love gambling. I've definitely gotten Mercies that had notes that I was allergic to, which is always a bit of a shame because they do smell quite good. But yeah, I'm pretty hyped for this. I'm a little bit scared because of the donut, I'll be honest. Like, I'm kind of scared it's going to be too gourmand, but given that I enjoyed the brioche, despite the fact that it was super buttery, makes me think I'm probably gonna be able to like this donut as well. It smells really good. I don't know if I have words for it. Like, I know, like, you can't smell the perfume, and I've run out of words. Like, how are you supposed to get an impression on this perfume from me? It's not like super sweet, and it doesn't smell super rich either. It's kind of more bready than I was expecting, like in a really good way, like really lightly sweetened, and definitely more of a strawberry like jelly or jam than fresh fruit. I really like it. I find that berries frequently go super Smucker's chapstick-y. I'm not sure if that's like a me thing or what, but that's the vibe I frequently get. And in this case, it smells like really delectable. It does kind of make me wonder though, like, does this smell unfamiliar because the donuts I get are bad donuts? Or is this not a super accurate rendition of a donut? I think it just smells a bit less sweet than I was expecting, which is both good and registering as undonut-like to me. So, yeah, I mean, solid score. I just got really confused by it because it wasn't what I was expecting. Yeah, I'm really happy to have this full size of donuts. This will be my treat for when I have eaten too many sweets and cannot eat anymore. All right, so the last two little samples I have hopes for, but they're not notes that I picked out myself, so I'm like a little bit intimidated. The top one is called Cloven Coconut, and I do not like cloves. I'm kind of picky about coconut. And the bottom one is called Rose Petals and Pumpkin. I was a smidge sensitive to rose for all of 2020. So I've only recently recovered the ability to smell rose and like it. And I don't like pumpkin scents in general. So I'm a little bit worried about both of these. We'll see what magic Astrid weaves. So the notes for Cloven Coconut are fresh and toasted coconut, clove, white patchouli, oak moss, vanilla, and cream. So that's kind of cool because I was just talking about how in the other perfume I was pretty happy with the oak moss and vanilla combination. My assumption is that this is going to lean more gourmand and warm with those spices and the toasted coconut. So that's kind of promising. I know you're supposed to like tap on the perfumes and not rub them because that can destroy the aroma molecules, but I smell stuff better this way. Like, I don't know. I also don't like it when perfumes last super, super, super long on me. So this just works for me. This smells shockingly fresh on me. Okay, all of my assumptions were wrong. Maybe it's the oak moss and the coconut that's smelling light and fresh. I'm surprised. I don't smell clove at all. I think I would like this more in a candle. Like, I like it a lot more than I was expecting, but I think it's a scent that I wouldn't want on my person. I think it would be super cool as a candle scent. Yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised. I'm not getting, like, any of the aspects I thought I was going to dislike. So, yeah. It's not super warm. It's quite fresh. I get mostly fresh coconut and oak moss that's not sharp due to the vanilla, I'm assuming. That's nice. Cool. That's always exciting. All right, and now we'll see if my luck continues. Rose petals and pumpkin. It says late summer roses, garden pumpkin, vanilla cream, and pumpkin spice. I'm not going to hold my breath on this one, partly because then I wouldn't be able to smell it, but no, I'm not going to hold my breath on this one because frequently pumpkin smells really weirdly stale on me. I haven't really figured out what it is. I don't think it's the pumpkin itself. I think it's more one of the spices that registers as stale to me. I've had one like really rich gourmand pumpkin that like blew my socks off. So I'm wondering if like pumpkin really works on me if it has like a really sticky sweet base. It's hard to know. I mean, I'm not really a pumpkin spice kind of person anyway. I didn't really grow up with a lot of traditional Western scent related memories, so a lot of seasonal scents frequently wind up smelling like the candle section of a Michaels. They smell like, you know, extreme kind of caricatured versions of those scents because I don't have genuine memories of any of these notes having anything to do with my childhood. Yeah, a lot of fall and winter scents are kind of wonky to me. Okay, I get 0 rose petals. There's definitely a chance. So this is my like 8th perfume I'm smelling. There's definitely a chance that my nose has just called it quits and I can't smell the perfume. I can smell some notes, so maybe my nose just taps out early for stuff like rose. I'm gonna have to come back to this and smell it at another point and see if I can smell it differently. But right now it just smells mostly like pumpkin with a hint of spice. And it is hitting me a little bit stale, but I think that's just how my nose registers the spices. It's consistent with other pumpkin spice notes I have smelled, so if you like pumpkin spice, I think you would like this as well. I just have really weird, like, correlations. But yeah, I think, like, you know, a solid 6 out of 8 scents is pretty dang good. I'm really happy with these. And these bottles are super, super cute. Yeah, so I really love Astrid. She just makes the most brilliant perfumes. I've smelled so many notes that I thought wouldn't work on me that worked. I've smelled so many perfumes where final product was so much greater than the sum of its parts. So I'm really super excited about everything she has to make. And I'm kind of torn if I want to do like a little walkthrough of my full Astrid collection because I have so many, or if I want to start talking about other perfumes. I'm kind of trying to not buy that many new perfumes because I do have a ridiculous hoard at home. So I will be probably showing some of my perfumes in my collection. I just have to figure out if I want to delve into Astrid or delve into other houses. Yeah, I think that's going to be it. Let me know if you have any questions, if you want me to do more of a like general intro video, or if you want to talk about what starting in indies is like, what it was like for me getting really into perfumes as a person who couldn't really pick out a lot of notes and just knew that she hated designer perfumes. Yeah, chat with me. I am super hyped about perfumes. I have favorite houses. I have so much to say about all of these perfumes. It's such a cool hobby because scent memories are really intense and wild. And I think it's just really neat that, I can smell something. I can just have this vivid memory immediately recalled that I did not remember at all a moment before. That's just magic. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me. And yeah, I look forward to doing more videos in the future. Probably featuring my face once I figure out the eyebrows.